Buffaloes often defend their kin and save them against enemies, but hoofed animals usually risk themselves only for their comrades who continue to fight until the end. Here, a lioness has brought down a buffalo and started strangling it. The hoofed animal is in shock from the attack, lying on its back, legs up, and almost motionless. The lioness sees that the rest of the herd is unsure whether there's a chance to fight back their kin or if it's already too late. The predator cat bides her time because time is on her side. She strangles the buffalo, and with each passing second, there's less time left for the hoofed animal's salvation. Its strength is waning. The herd is unsure whether they should fight the predatory cat because the lying bull is not moving. Maybe it's already too late. Finally, one of the buffaloes does something unexpected to the lioness. He strikes the downed comrade. It's not an act of aggression, but the last chance to confirm whether he's alive at all or not. It turns out he's alive. The buffalo lying on its back regains consciousness and flips onto its belly, turning right into the lioness's grasp. After this, the herd immediately takes decisive action, steps on the lioness, and attempts to surround her. The cat has no choice but to release her prey. We'll show you today other cases where buffalo surprised their enemies and demonstrated incredible strength combined with intelligence. A large and powerful deer made a significant mistake when trying to showcase its strength against a bison. The bull behaved non-aggressively, and the deer, with its massive antlers, thought it faced an easy opponent. Big, bulky, but cowardly. However, the deer was wrong. The enormous bison was slightly surprised by the unprovoked aggression of the deer, as if it couldn't believe the folly of a significantly less massive hoofed animal. But when the deer directed its antlers toward the bull, the bison immediately reacted to such audacity. It went for the charge, easily repelling the aggressor. The deer is in shock, but stubbornly continues to impose a fight. The bison doesn't care about the deer's persistence. The strengths are too uneven, and the bull gladly demonstrates this. It ignores the deer's strike, unexpectedly jerks its head quickly, steps on, and presses the opponent again. The desire to show off has turned into the most shameful defeat for the deer. The bison forces the deer to panic and run away. Now it won't mistake peacefulness for weakness. This is one of the most dynamic and intense battle scenes between lions and buffaloes caught on camera. Here, a young and aggressive bull runs in front of the herd, clearly expressing the desire to fight and get into trouble. He is strong, fast, with muscular, powerful legs and neck, as well as long, sharp horns. However, the bull has not yet reached its maximum size. The combined efforts of the lioness and the young lion pose a serious threat to him. But the bull doesn't care about the danger. He boldly rushes into battle, maneuvering, breaking through the encirclement, threatening his opponents with sharp horns and scattering them. However, the hunters are clearly more experienced. They pounced on the bull from different sides. It's a real battle of titans. The buffalo weighs about half a ton. The lion is half its size, and the lioness is more than 3 times smaller than the hoofed animal. Nevertheless, all participants in this battle are representatives of the heavyweight category. To compensate for the buffalo's superiority, the predator skillfully attacks simultaneously, employing optimal tactics and using all their mastery. In this battle, both sides showcase their full capabilities. Pay attention to the ease of movements, the speed of strikes, throws, and lunges. It's hard to believe that the hoofed animal is so much more massive than its opponents. Even after the panthers delivered a devastating blow, latching onto the buffalo's body with their claws, the herbivore continues to spin, resist, and refuses to fall. Even with such immense weight, the hoofed animal maneuvers and moves. This is why the predators not only hang on top of him, but also pull in different directions. The lioness has climbed onto the back of the buffalo to prevent him from gaining speed and reduce his maneuverability. She digs her claws into the buffalo's legs, and her fangs penetrate the base of his spine. With a bit of luck, they might paralyze the hoofed animal. Meanwhile, the lion hangs on the bull's neck. No matter how powerful the muscles are in this part of the hoofed animal's body, they can't withstand such pressure. The buffalo inevitably lowers its head to the ground. The lion tries to tear at its throat with claws, but blocks not the tracheote but the nose and mouth with his jaws, aiming to strangle the opponent using this unique technique. Meanwhile, the predators also have a reserve fighter here. It's an exceptionally large and seasoned lioness, possessing the most significant experience among all pride predators. She doesn't join the fight right away, believing in the success of the younger members. Indeed, the bull is facing some problems. Gradually, even such a giant is losing strength. The lions underestimated the loyalty of buffaloes to their own kind. Perhaps this young bull unwisely strayed from the herd to confront the lions and succumbed to their provocation. Yet he is one of them, and the buffaloes rushed to the aid of their reckless but strong and valuable family member. The bulls advance with a wide front, raising a cloud of dust. The experienced lioness sees this impressive scene and begins to retreat. She didn't join the hunt earlier, believing in its success. Now, she understands that trying to finish off such a strong, stubborn young bull when he has such powerful relatives behind him is futile. The young lioness on the back of the resisting buffalo sees it too and steps back. Only the brave lion still hopes to strangle the enemy. He hangs onto its neck until the very end. The male deserves credit here. This takes real courage. However, he's mistaken. The bull withstands the pressure, and its kindred comes to its aid. The bravery of these hoofed creatures deserves your like, doesn't it? In Asia, there are many subspecies of buffaloes. One of the largest, strongest, and fiercest, not only on this continent but worldwide, is called the Gaur. The weight of this behemoth can fluctuate around 1.5 tons, and exceptionally large males can even reach 2 tons. Moreover, they possess agility, mobility, and determination. Here, the Gaur easily jumps over a fence taller than its shoulder height. You surely wouldn't expect that from such a massive beast now, would you? But most importantly, it's not just brute physical strength, it's the strength of character. The Asian rhinoceros is about twice as heavy and stronger than the buffalo, but observe how the Gaur chases the arrogant opponent. The rhino thought it could easily push the buffalo away from the pasture, take over those grounds, and enjoy all the lush greens. The rhino was mistaken. The Gaur not only skillfully dodged dangerous attacks, but also ignored feints, showing the opponent that it saw through his tactics and wasn't afraid. The buffalo acts calmly and precisely, and each of its movements carries a real threat. The bull clearly understands that the rhino, encased in natural armor, could be a problem simply due to its overwhelming weight advantage. Therefore, instead of trying to knock the rhino to the ground, the Gaur intimidates it, gets close, teases, displays its horns, and behaves remarkably boldly. Notice that the difference between them lies essentially in the quality of the buff. Both animals don't want to fight, but only one of them is ready for this potential outcome. So the Gaur is bluffing only halfway. It is prepared to clash with such a dangerous enemy if it comes to that, but smartly avoids it as long as there's a chance. On the other hand, the rhino's bluff is different. It clearly isn't ready for a fight, so it retreats as soon as it realizes that intimidating such a powerful and tough bull won't work. A tiger has set up its lair amid the thickets. This predator is the largest wildcat on the planet. One-on-one, it can handle an adult Gaur and poses a threat to almost all herbivorous mammals in Asia. However, Gaurs don't always roam alone. Here, they have gathered in a numerous herd. The tiger is confident in its camouflage. Stripes excellently conceal the cat's presence, and besides, many herbivores have far fewer colors receptors in their eyes than we do. Therefore, the orange panther skin and the green foliage around it blend into a solid canvas in the Gaur's eyes. The tiger, however, overestimated its shelter. If it had set up an ambush, it could have remained unnoticed. But the panther was too relaxed, and the Gaurs spotted the tiger. Instead of retreating, they went to investigate. This did not bode well for the predator. In the limited space of the thickets, its maneuverability significantly drops, and the thin trees are no obstacle for the powerful ramming attacks of buffaloes. In the end, the Gaurs simply drove off the tiger, which fled. The tiger is the largest predatory cat on the planet. If we talk about pure physical strength, then in this, he surpasses even a lion. But if you think that a tiger cannot be afraid of anyone, then you are mistaken. This tabby cat just calmly came to the watering hole. She doesn't touch anyone, she doesn't attack anyone, and at the same time, he feels confident. But the Indian elephant, who also came to drink, does not like her company. They could peacefully share this water because the tiger, even with all of its strength, is not able to compete with a multi-ton giant. The tiger reacted calmly to the giant's appearance, but underestimated the herbivore's aggression. For some reason, the elephant decided that he did not need such company. He furiously attacks the tiger only to drive it away. The tiger had to run. If he had hesitated even for a second longer, the elephant would have just trampled on him. Lions swim well and can cross small bodies of water, but it was a bad idea to swim across this lake. A hippopotamus lives here, a territorial, aggressive creature that weighs more than 3 tons and has the power that allows it to destroy and sink motorboats. 3 male lions are a formidable force, but in the water, in the territory of an angry hippopotamus, they are like wet kittens. The lions did not know who they were messing with, but they noticed the threat in time. The hippopotamus purposefully swims towards them to drown, crushed with its terrible jaws, in which its fangs are as long as your arm. The lions make the only right move. They split up. And the hippopotamus rushes between to catch each one of them. This slows down the monster a little bit, and it manages to catch up with only one of the brothers. A powerful jerk, and the lion dodges the capture of the behemoth only at the very last moment. The giant's fangs struck the lion's skin, but the cat was able to twist away. The behemoth continues to attack, but the lion manages to move sideways, avoiding falling into the enemy's mouth. The cat's life is on the line, and the males are scared, but their reaction speed allows them to withstand the first onslaught. There is no question of any resistance. On Earth, 3 lions can still fight off an adult hippopotamus, and then at the risk of their lives. But in the water, they simply have no chance of winning, only escape. Fortunately, the lions succeed. They jump ashore at the speed of a bullet and run away as soon as possible and as far as possible. They won't come back here to swim anymore. If you think that a hippopotamus becomes an easy prey on land, then you are mistaken. You are just as wrong as this lioness who dared to attack the hippopotamus alone, who was going about his business. One terrible movement, and the whole head of the adult lioness turns out to be in the terrible mouth of the hippopotamus. He shakes the cat like a rag doll, carries it to the ground, and then discards it like an unnecessary piece of cloth. The lioness's head withstood, and she survived, but she will never again approach such a terrible enemy with a cannon shot. The tiger is the largest predatory cat on the planet. With a mass of more than 1/4 of a ton, this predator has great strength and is able to break the neck of a bull. What happens if a tiger meets a huge snake on a narrow path? Did the cat bite off her head? No. As you can see, the appearance of the python forced the tiger to urgently change his plans. You may be a tough predator, but such a snake would scare anyone. Do you think it's possible to say that the snake rebuffed the tiger if he didn't move at all? Had she rebuffed him with her reputation? In any case, the reaction of the striped beast to the snake is eloquent. Even such a huge striped cat will not dare to mess with this legless giant. Cheetah is the fastest runner on the planet, which reaches speeds of about 70 miles per hour. And this is almost twice as fast as the running speed of a wolf or lion. That's just in order to practically fly above the ground, chasing prey. The cheetah had to give up powerful muscles. It is very light and flexible, and therefore vulnerable. At the same time, the cheetah has to avoid fights with other predators. After all, if a striped sprinter is injured, he will not be able to reach maximum speed and catch up with fleet-footed ungulates. Look at how this cheetah desperately defends its prey, but is forced to retreat. There is only one opponent, but he is dangerous and fierce. Just don't think that the spotted cat is a coward. A cheetah has a lot of courage, but even winning a fight with a jackal or a hyena can be a fatal end for a cheetah. Having defeated the enemy, but having received a wound, the cheetah will be doomed to a hungry ending. Because of this, they have to constantly retreat and run away when they are attacked by competitors. Do you think that's it? As if not so. On top of everything else, cheetahs also do not feed on carrion. That is, if a competitor can take away his food, the cheetah will not pick up the leftovers, and he will have to hunt again. Pay attention to how one brown hyena takes prey from an entire family of cheetahs. The hunters have not had time to catch their breath to the end, and they are already being attacked. It seems that the cheetahs were deliberately hunted down. The hyena noticed in advance how the cheetahs were entering its territory, but if she would have ignored another big cat, then this hunter was allowed to catch prey at home. As you understand, the reason for this behavior is not nobility. It's just that the hyena knew that they could easily take away the cheetah's legitimate lunch. A leopard or a lion would have to be thought, but the cheetahs are retreating. They did not know on whose land they were doing business. Here, the hyena clan took away the lunch they had just caught from several cheetahs. Hyenas do not have a numerical advantage. There are also several cheetahs, but they don't want to fight pack on pack and retreat. And the cheetah cannot drag its prey up a tree because, for the sake of better grip with the ground, its claws almost do not retract and therefore are not as sharp as those of a leopard. As you can see, these two spotted cats don't like each other either, and the leopard has a clear advantage in mass and physical strength. But out of 10 attempts, less than half end in the success of the predator, because its prey, albeit less fast, has incredible maneuverability and is able to change the direction of running by almost 90 degrees or even steeper while running. It seems that this predator did not know how maneuverable its target was. Already in the process of this stunning chase, he probably regretted that he had chosen such a difficult target. Look, the ungulate seems to be mocking a predator. Although he has a clear advantage in running along a straight trajectory, the cat will not force the opponent to run where she needs to go. And when the gazelle escapes from the predator literally between the claws, the chances of survival of the predator decrease once again. He has spent too much energy on this race, and he is not yet able to make up for it. The cheetah thinks it will have time to escape from this lion, which is several times heavier, but he underestimated the speed at which the giant is able to move if he wants to get rid of a competitor. The cheetah just did not have time to accelerate. The lion flew at him like a hurricane, crushed himself under himself. The cheetah tried to fight back, but the blows of the paws did not make any impression on the lion. It's even surprising that cheetahs are one of the few animals that have gone through the bottleneck. Thousands of years ago, their population declined catastrophically, and people didn't have a hand in it as one might think. There were less than 1,000 cheetahs on the entire planet. It was a critical period. They were on the verge of extinction. As you can see, distant relatives only contributed to this. The lion brutally grabs the cheetah's head and makes a powerful jerk. The cervical vertebrae couldn't stand it. This pattern was repeated in Africa and Asia, where lions also once lived, long before the construction of the Egyptian pyramids. And that's why there were so few cheetahs. But by some miracle, they got out of trouble, their number increased. But at the same time, all the cheetahs are relatives. They don't even have differences in blood types. Of all the felines that are under threat, cheetahs are probably the most sympathetic. What do you think of this hunter? Share your opinion in the comments. This leopard is clearly dealing with a porcupine for the first time. Experienced predators avoid such prey like this. But the leopard thought that an overgrown hamster with long, strange hair was a great lunch. Wow, the leopard has yet to find out who he's messing with. Instead of trying to escape, the porcupine does what surprises the spotted cat and confuses it. It attacks. But not in the usual way, without the help of jaws or paws. Instead, the porcupine quickly backs away straight towards the predator. Such a strange tactic surprised the leopard so much that he did not have time to use his legendary agility and jump back to avoid a collision. The blow of the porcupine's ass was the most unpleasant surprise for the panther in his life. Long hair turned out to be durable and tough games. The leopard tried to repel the attack, hit with its paw, but the enemy's needles got there too. The porcupine continues to struggle. He maneuvers, takes small steps from side to side. In this way, he simultaneously plunges the needles deeper into the flesh of the enemy and forces them to come out of their own skin. Contrary to popular myth, a porcupine cannot shoot needles, but it easily and painlessly loses them. But on the tip side, the tips of the needles are jagged, so they cling to the flesh of the enemy and get stuck there. Just look at how you end up with a tray with a 3 times smaller porcupine for this leopard. There are more than a dozen needles sticking out of its body, and the porcupine calmly goes about its business. The predator couldn't stand the pain and retreated. Probably the panther is doomed. He will not pull out such a number of needles. It is extremely difficult to do so without an opposable thumb. The needles will remain in the flesh, and this will inevitably lead to separation and blood poisoning. The leopard does not have antiseptics and antibiotics either. In addition, he will weaken from hunger. After all, this leopard will not be able to hunt with needles sticking out of its paws and muzzles. The chances of survival for this cat are minimal. The only thing that could save her is the help of people. Would you have interfered, or would you have let the outcome of the fight like this? Reply in the comments. In any case, the leopard will never attack the porcupine again. If he survives, he will remember this lesson.